Welcome to the first pilot episode of Why I Love Sales Engineering. Happy 2021 to all. This is my first episode of a series of short videos on the profession of sales engineering. I got started as a sales engineer with Sun Microsystems in the late 1980s. I immediately fell in love with this profession. Over the past 12 years, I've been working for LogMeIn, mainly in sales engineering management roles. I share the passion for this profession with hundreds of SCs in our global team. On a regular basis, I will discuss current topics in the sales engineering profession. These will range from presentation demonstration techniques to time management to advancing your career in general. In this pilot episode, I would like to start by discussing the personality type of a typical sales engineer. What motivates us? Are you a sales engineer? What gets you out of bed every morning? I'd love to hear your comments below. Speaking for myself and also observing hundreds of great sales engineers over the past 30 years, I can say that a passion for this role comes down to three themes: learning, mastering, and applying. Let me explain in more detail. First, let's talk about learning. A good sales engineer is very curious by nature and loves to learn. While this often focuses around subjects that are technical in nature, it can also be in other areas such as the liberal arts. For example, history, psychology, world religions, and other areas. When we encounter a new term, an initiative, or a product, we immediately have the urge to spend 5 minutes on Google, understanding the big picture of the subject. How does this term fit into our world? This leads us to mastery. Along the way, we encounter compelling ideas that really catch our attention. We often become somewhat obsessed about learning as much as possible on the new subject. Sometimes we will wake up in the middle of the night in a brainstorm with new ideas, but most often questions. We often find ourselves reverse engineering a product, deconstructing it to reveal its design, architecture, or code. In a relatively short period of time, we become subject matter experts on the product or technology area. While these first two traits apply to engineers in general, the third trait is unique to sales engineers. It is in the area of what I call purposeful application. We have a tendency to apply our learning and mastery efforts on problems or opportunities that are worth solving. While we are curious, we do not tend to invest our time into frivolous curiosities. Very often, we encounter these opportunities of purpose when talking to our customers about their challenges. I see this manifest with good sales engineers when they approach me, eager to demonstrate some new product feature, perhaps an architectural design or a prototype. The discussion always starts by identifying the problem first, and then we dive into the technology and the solution. Learning, mastering, and applying are, in my opinion, the key traits that make for a great sales engineer. Let me end this first pilot episode by asking you a couple of questions. I would love to get your feedback below. What traits do you believe make for a great sales engineer, and why? Have you ever recruited a sales engineer? What characteristics do you look for in a candidate? And finally, how has this changed over the past 12 months with the world's unprecedented change? Do you look for new inherent traits in a sales engineer that you didn't look for before? I look forward to your comments and discussion. Happy 2021.